Okay, Barry, good to have you over here in Scotland for the World Championships. Talk us through your season so far and the lead up to the Worlds.
At first, Worlds weren't even on the radar, to be honest. Everything was so focused around U.S. base. I have such a long career of traveling, doing World Cups. Once I've stepped away from that racing in the States, it's really been nice, just racing at home. So the Worlds thing actually just popped up a couple months ago. So I kind of took a break away from the USA BMX stuff just to get in a good 2-3 month block in for Worlds to really kind of prepare for it, get my head straight for it. So Worlds has actually only been the focus for the last couple months, so I'm feeling really good coming into it.
Nice. And obviously we see on social media from this side of the pond that you had a pretty gnarly injury. Was it touch and go, or was it just, did you recover quite quickly and think that's why you're here, or?
Yeah, I had that injury in November, breaking my hand. Ended up having surgery after Tulsa to have everything fixed because I ended up racing Tulsa with the broken hand. And, when we started the USA BMX series in Houston of this year, I went in not really expecting much. My grip was still really bad. Ended up getting a first and a second. So it started the season off great, Yeah, it was good. And I just kind of rode a lazy lap on day 2 and gave the win away. And then moving into Oldsmar, Florida, the second stop of the year, I ended up winning both days there. So I kind of just fell right back into where we left off last year, which was good. I mean, I was still training. It was just my hand. I just was slowly kind of getting that strength back. But I'm 100% now. It's like I am older, and I'm starting to feel all those little injuries that people talk about growing up. So the hand, as much as 100%, I still feel it. But I mean, not to make an excuse anyway. But I'm 100% feeling good, and I'm right on track where I want to be.
Good stuff. And I listened to your podcast a couple of days ago in the lead up. I can't remember the guy that hosted it, but I listened to it. And one of the things you mentioned was about you quite like the technical tracks when you come over to Europe, a little bit more technical than they are back in the States. Had a chance to ride the track now. What are your thoughts on the track?
Absolutely, I love technical tracks. We don't have them near as much in America anymore. I mean, growing up, I've been doing the sport for 25 years, so growing up in the EBL days, the tracks were a lot more technical than like what ABA was back in the day. So everything's mellowed out. So to get out here, to get on such a deep technical track, it's awesome, man. It's like I thrive on these big tracks that you really have to ride aggressively. You have to kind of be in control of the bike, and that's just my style of riding. I ride at red line all the time, and I can do that out here. And you have to do that to hit everything smooth, because if you're lazy anywhere, you're gonna miss a tap or miss a back wheel somewhere. So no, I'm so stoked to be out here. Being back in Europe racing is, you guys always have the best tracks anyways, and the track speed was always my stronger point when I was racing elite. So now being able to still have that track speed, now I got a bit more of a first straightaway. It's it couldn't suit me any better.
And I think obviously seeing your back garden, you got the jump set up, they're all looking pretty peaky, so it's no surprise, jump out on here, it's like riding in the backyard, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I still got such a dirt jump passion, I don't have my BMX track. I'm building a BMX track in the backyard, but the priority was dirt jumps. I
want an invite. I'm getting an invite, right? Next year, I'm coming over to the Worlds.
You fly over the pond, and we'll make a trip over there. I'm not too far from Rock Hill, so
good stuff. I'm going to hold you to that. We got this, yeah. We got this. And then obviously the Masters category. We've been watching it over in the States. It looks like a pretty stacked, and you've got a real depth of talent. Some of the old guys, it's like old ABA nationals from back in the day. To then bring it over the pond, and obviously we caught up with Kyle Evans and Cal Strickland, the UK guys, yesterday. To have Kyle back on the bike, just from the British side, we're all stoked just to see him riding again, because he had kind of 2 years out. He's got a new job at Great British Cycling and stuff like that. So to have you guys over, you, Jeff, and a few others with the British guys, honestly, it's the category that everyone's talking about. How do you feel about having everyone back in the class and having that competition?
Oh, I love it, man. Ever since I started racing vet in the States just for fun, just to get back on the bike. COVID shutting down everything else I was doing, and we started getting a lot of attention, that class for so many years has just been like two fast guys always battling kind of head to head, and we get one in there, one race, and someone else steps in. We get some good traction on social media. Someone else wants to get in, and now it's like the whole gate is a gate of eight AAs that we all raced together 10, 15 years ago, like 08 to 2010 time frame, so it's cool. We're just a bunch of old stubborn BMXers in our 30s that don't want to let it go, and we all ride smart. None of us want to go out there and crash each other, so we ride a lot smarter, but we're all still competitive. We still all want to win, so it makes for good racing, and then we don't have Olympic stuff in the back of our head like the elites do, like they ride a lot safer, I would say. And so sometimes, yeah, it's not as fun to watch, you know, but us coming from the small hill, we still have good speed, you know, and then we don't have that Olympic stuff, so we can still battle, but we still do it smart because we don't want to hit the ground. So I don't know, man, it's crazy. It's like I kind of joke to myself that this is just the small hill world champs now, you know. It's such divided between Supercross and small hill, and the small hill is my generation of BMX that I grew up on, you know. So to be doing this on the smaller hill, I've never been a fan of the big hill, you know. Back when we had the big jumps that you needed it for, it was rad. But I mean, the big hill, you ride jumps that you don't need all that speed for. We push down as hard as we can. So
pick up manual on the first jump now.
Yeah, dude, it's like Supercross isn't what it used to be. And but no, this is BMX to me. You know, a little bit smaller hill. You got to work on that engine to get out front, and yeah, it's cool, man.
Looking forward to mixing it with the European guys, and obviously you've got fellas here. There's a few other guys as well. It's gonna be a good class to watch. Yeah,
it should be. I mean, yeah, myself, Emilio Falla, Jeff Upshaw, Jake Peebles, Damien. That's 5 of us. We all race together pretty regularly. Then you get mixed in with everybody else that we don't get to normally race. So it's gonna be cool, man. I'm stoked to actually have all those new names like Kyle coming in, Daniel Franks from New Zealand, to have all those names that we all race World Cups together on the gate. And honestly, it's going to make that final 8 that much cooler. I mean, not to take anything away from anyone, but to see all the names that you're like, dude, I remember him I remember him. Like, having all those former elites that really made a name for themselves still doing it is awesome, you know. BMX is in our blood. Nick Long and I joke all the time. It's like, we got a career in the sport. We got a degree in the sport. So why step away now, you know? We're still doing it, still here for the kids, and doing our thing, man. And so I can't complain. Still so grateful to be doing it and the level I'm doing it, and yeah, got to make the most out of it.
And that leads us on nicely to, you mentioned kind of doing it, making a career from it and stuff like that. We see you've got obviously 9.5, you've got your YouTube stuff. Talk us a little bit about your ventures. You've got a sweet deal with the Mercedes guys as well. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, man, like I said, I'm very grateful for where my career is right now. The 9.5 thing started because I've always been the big social media guy, you know, and because of those years and years of doing the extra effort for social media has made things a lot easier in today's world, you know. It just kind of snowballed, and once I got deeper into the YouTube stuff, the merch requests came through, and I didn't really want to be the guy, just here's a Barry Noble shirt or whatever. I wanted to have some kind of brand around riding or something, so that's kind of the direction I'm going right now. Obviously 9.5 is very attached to my name, but yeah, I want 9.5 Rideco to be kind of its own thing eventually, you know, and just be I get so many messages about kids I inspire or kids I've helped out through my YouTube videos, and I want that to be like the extension of me and be the brand that does it, not so much Barry Noble's. Barry Noble's just behind it, you know. So it's been it's been super cool, you know. My wife has such a good eye for it, so honestly I put a lot of it in her hands. She does all the outsourcing and researching the stuff we're doing. She just asked me for approval. If I like it, I say, yep, go for it, and I write the check. So it's been cool, man. She's absolutely killing it with it, you know, and she's got a good eye for it too, and it allows me to just focus on riding.
Mate, it sounds like you've got something good going on over there. Obviously, like you said, we see it through the social media side from this side of the pond. It's pretty cool to watch, and the fact that you're making a career out of it is like props to you, man. Yeah. Want to say good luck for this weekend.
Thank you.
Can we ask you for any predictions in elite men and elite women, and also for yourself?
You know, excuse me, I got a cough. Elite is tough. I mean, there's so many guys out with injury right now, you know. It's so the guys who I have been watching, I mean, you got Isaac Kennedy out with injury, Cam Wood out for injury, which we want to see a U.S. guy get back on the top. And, yeah, I mean, Joris Dode is still one of my close friends, you know, so I want to see him take it. Yeah, mix, right? Yeah, dude, what a legend. I mean, he's a true go to the sport. And, I mean, to be right there at the finish line with him, to go and make history with his 5th title in America, like, dude, that was more rewarding for me than my vet thing, you know. Like, just being out there with him was awesome. And so to be back at Worlds, it's been 10 years since I've been at a World Champ. So yeah, New Zealand 2013 was my last World. So I'm stoked to be back out here.
Liam won that one?
Yep, Liam won that one. Yeah.
Wow, 10 years.
So yeah, it goes by quick, right?
Some time.
Yeah. God. And so yeah, just to be back out here at Worlds and do my thing, and then a couple days later I'm gonna go gonna have the USA cycling hat on and help out the elites, but there's still so many of those guys I'm homies with on a normal basis at nationals. So just to be here with everybody, it's I'm still such a fan to be rooting them on. But yeah, Jarvis is my pick. He's my number one that I would love to see kind of take it, But the elite class, anyone can do it. I mean, you got Sylvain, who's gotten on the podium the last 20 years of elite. So it's somebody right. I mean, his consistency is so impressive too. So you can't count him out. The whole French team is absolutely amazing. But for number one though, Jarvis is my pick for sure.
Anyone in there? What about the women?
Women, back to kind of like we want to see some U.S. up top. I think it's awesome how Elise is still killing it at her age. Like I'm a fan of anyone that's still pushing the sport in their 30s. So to see Elise get another world champ would be really cool. Laura Smulders would be good. I love Laura. She's always got a seat in our pits when she's racing in America. So between Elise and Laura, those are my two favorites. But yeah, I definitely want to see some US up top. That'd be cool.
I'm not feeling the GB love, Barry. What's going on, mate? No GB riders in them winners, eh? Home track advantage. Damn.
Listen. I are pretty home track. That's right.
I love the the nationality passion and all of that.
I try to change that. I used to not have it. I used to be just kind of whatever. I was a fan of everyone, But now that I'm working with the program so much, you get a little more attached with a few of the riders. So, exactly. And I train with them so much, It's like I want to see these guys. And I'm not actually getting on the gate with elites or getting on those practices with them anymore. So I'm actually more behind the scenes, seeing what everybody's kind of going through, So that's why I want to see someone kind of take it. Like I said, Elise, Elise has been doing it for so long, and Mariana's the same way, right? Mariana's such an awesome athlete, and just to see any of the old dogs still kind of get up top, I love that. It's like you go through a patch where it's like you're just getting older, then you get to a patch where you're one of the oldest ones, and when you're one of the older ones still doing it, I got nothing but respect for that.
Yeah, that longevity that they've had in the sport is it's inspirational, really. Yeah. Especially as the injuries are getting more severe and more serious. To see them guys up top has been great. I'll let you off with the GB thing. Don't worry, I'm only kidding.